look like such a potato. Hi guys, welcome. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're feeling good. Today we're gonna be going over your next relationship. I'm very excited. I honestly, guys, I think the point of this is I want this to be a temperature check for where you are at in regards to what's coming with your next person. Is it going to be a long-term relationship? Is it going to be a short-term relationship? Is it leading to marriage? Is it leading to a family? Where is it going? So I want to describe this person a little bit and then, like I said, where the relationship is going. So I hope you guys are excited. Before I show you the piles, again, as always, tarot is what? A divination tool. It's an intuitive practice. Take what resonates, leave what does not behind. I give this warning in the beginning because there are silly people in the world who are silly. So in order to feel like I'm doing my part by being responsible with these readings, I do have to give this disclaimer. Anyways, there's nuance to every conversation as well. With that being said, here is a clip of the piles right now.
All right, you guys, these are the 3 piles. We have group number 1 with the witch's hat, group number 2 with the lunar moth, and group number 3 with the hand and tarot cards. If you guys, or are those just playing cards? I think they're just playing cards, guys. But regardless, these are your 3 piles. If you need a moment to meditate on which pile is calling your name, you're free to pause the video and do that now. If you want to pick more than one, please feel free to do so.
All right, you picked your pile. The description box is where you'll find the timestamps. If you were unaware, the timestamps are in the description box. See you in the reading. Hi, group 1. Welcome to your guys' reading. Starting off with our zodiac dice, we have Taurus and we also have Virgo. Hello, Taurus. Hello, Virgo. Sun, moon, rising. This could also be your future partner sign. We have Aries and Gemini. Hello, Aries. Hello, Gemini. Pisces and Aquarius. Hello, Pisces. Hello, Aquarius. Sun, moon, and rising, you guys, okay? With that, let's jump straight on into the tarot. If you do want a personal reading, I will have those at the beginning of the month, the first of the month. With that being said, we'll start our shuffle. I want this to focus on who they are, because I want an idea of the person we're talking about. I want a structure of who this person is. So can we please get an idea, a rough draft, if you will, of who this person is for group 1? Okay, we have the Heart of Cups, the Movement of Wands, and the Universe. So to start us off talking about these 3 cards, this person is a combination of feisty, but also, hold on, I'm not liking the lighting on this, or the focus being on me and not the card. Hold on. Okay. I think that's better. I'm not sure, whatever. Anyways, group 1. This person is a combination of being feisty and fiery, but also somebody who is sensitive and has a big heart. So, right, and obviously all of us, most of us, are dual natured. Like, we have many different sides to us. We are multifaceted creatures, right? So with this, I'm seeing that here. Your person is somebody who's energetic, who's fun to be around, who has things in their life that gets them excited and passionate. I think this person is somebody who's very social and who enjoys socializing. But on the flip side of that, this person's also very intuitive, somebody who has a big heart, somebody who's caring. Okay. We also have the Universe here. This is talking about fate. Now, with this, what I find interesting is to describe their personality, we have fated events. We have things that were meant to happen to them. So this person could have gone through things in life, and this could be good or bad things that have changed the course of their life. This could be being born into a wealthy family or a family of means, which then allowed them to travel or allowed them to have a really good education or allowed them to this or to that or da, 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 da. If the circumstances were different, their life would be different. Now, obviously that's all of us, but this person, their fate plays a bigger role in the end result for them, okay? I think some people are capable of overcoming this or that, or different influences aren't necessarily going to have the greatest impact. But with your next person, their circumstances play a major role in who they are. Okay. We have the Nine of Wands, okay? So this is representing having walls built up. This could be indicating a person who is not easily willing to trust others, okay? This could be somebody who has had to fight for what they have, somebody who's had to work really hard for what they have. We do have the Fool here as well. This is a sense of wanderlust when we're talking about who somebody is as a person. This is telling me that this person, your next partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, is going to be somebody who possesses a desire to learn, to see new things, to explore. Okay. Can we please get a message on who they are? This, okay. Post Saturn return, which this is like, I'm not literally post Saturn return, but basically, I have grown such a love for structure and discipline and not pushing things to get done faster than like what they should get done. Saturn is just such a beautiful planet, and I'm so appreciative of him and the energy that this represents. So having your future partner possess this energy, I think, is actually a really beautiful thing. This is telling me that your future partner is somebody who is disciplined, who perhaps has had to overcome obstacles. So going back to that fate, there's something that has taken place in their life. There's a fated event that has taken place in their life that I think was presented as a challenge that shaped their life, that shaped the course of their life, okay? I feel like this is something that I feel. This is very specific. For some of you, this person has been adopted or was in the foster care system. I feel that very, very deeply. Like there's somebody here where your partner didn't grow up with the family that they were born into. So that aside, this is, like I said, representing structure, discipline, setbacks, somebody who's very responsible, somebody who has the ability to overcome difficulties. We do have love here with Venus, so I still have a really big heart. Like despite the fact that I had to go through this or that, like I still have a big heart, or I still believe in love, or I've still been able to create a beautiful life despite the challenges that I've had to face. That could also be talking about physical attractiveness, you guys. Venus is the planet of beauty. Okay. Can we get a message on who we have self-esteem here? I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. We have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Very determined. We have guilt here as well. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So, like I was talking about, you guys, this person, I feel like for a lot of you, they have gone through something that has transformed them. And again, it could be that they were adopted. It could be that perhaps they went and they had the ability to get an education, so they're better off financially versus like the people in their family. It could be a multitude of things, but I'm just seeing this as like, I feel guilty because I could have very easily gone down a different path. And if the circumstances weren't exactly right, I could have turned out different. And I'm grateful that I didn't. It feels very much like guilt because I understand, they understand what could have been, how easily they could have gone down a different path. Okay. We have purpose. I know what I'm here to do. So your future partner has a strong sense of purpose, has a strong sense of who they are and what they want to do, what they are meant to do. Which, honestly, that within itself, I think, is a blessing. Who are they? Trust, a trustworthy person, and somebody who's been granted a new beginning. It could even be, you guys, not like a literal adoption, but maybe like mentors, or maybe being taken in by like a friend or taken in by a group of people. It just feels very much like they started off having things be a little bit more challenging, and then somebody came in and mentored them or has guided them, helped them, so that they didn't turn out like what they were born into. Okay. For some of you, this person could have also been struggling with something like an addiction, or perhaps, again, like a negative event that took place, and then perhaps through therapy or through receiving medical attention, they were able to redirect. That's what this feels like. It feels like their life was set on a course, and then there was a redirection that saved them. Who are they? Yeah. A cleanse. We have love here as well. So somebody with a really big heart, you guys, and then movement, active. I don't sit around twiddling my thumbs, right? Like, I get up, I make change, I get up and I do what needs to be done. Can I get a message on who this person is? The ship. This could indicate somebody who comes from a different background than yourself. This could also indicate somebody who enjoys to travel. The moon fell out, like as I was like moving the cards, this fell out. So I thought I would just mention it, but the moon is here. Intuition again could be strong. And then we have the sun and eclipse. That is so interesting, you guys. The moon and the sun being here is really, really interesting to me. This is quite literally an eclipse representing change, representing transformation. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen a solar eclipse in person, but they are actual magic. Like, I totally understand why people way back when looked up in the sky and watched that and they were like, the gods are angry. Like, I get it. It's so freaking magical. But with this showing up, I find it very interesting because, again, it does represent or signify real change, significant changes. And then we have so much, right? New beginnings. Okay, I think we have, let's get one more. We'll do an archetype card, and then I want to get into like where this relationship is going for you guys. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. Oh, we don't need that moon card. Can I get a message on who this person is? Why did I know that was going to come up? Okay, so the healer, you guys, is here at the bottom. So I was looking at this green, and there is the card that just flipped over is also green like this, but I thought this card was this card. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Anyways, we have adult worker here. So this says accentuates the challenge of surviving. Accentuates the challenge of surviving. This person understands the challenge of surviving, okay? Without negotiating the power of your spirit. Okay. So does this mean that your future partner, somebody who works in the adult industry? Not necessarily. I see this as like sacrificing your physical body in order to maintain security, right? Like, we all need money in order to survive. We all know this, yeah? Doctors sacrifice their bodies for money. Waitresses and waiters sacrifice their body for money. Like, we all sacrifice our body, our mental health, our emotional well-being for money. Like, we all do that to some capacity. This is telling me that your future partner has done that above and beyond. Like, they have pushed themselves to physical limits in order to survive, okay? Okay. They've worked really, really hard, you guys. They've worked so incredibly hard. Okay. With that being said, I do want to dive now into where this relationship is going. So we will pull some oracle cards for that. Can I please get a message on where this relationship is going? Where? Okay. We have toxicity. Toxic relationships can drain your energy and self-worth. Be aware. So that is a warning for some of you. This may, and I want to make it clear, you guys, sometimes, and I have to, okay, nuance again to every conversation, you guys. If there is ever physical violence, adult violence where somebody is violating your body in that way, emotional abuse, mental abuse, none of this is ever okay. None of this is ever acceptable. I have to say this, you guys, because if I don't, I will receive comments of people being like, oh, so you condone, and it's like, are you, who condones that? Like, what normal person condones that? Literally nobody. Like, please shut up. So I have to say this because it's something that has impacted my life on a personal level, and it pisses me off when I get comments like that, like, actually. But sometimes, those situations aside, people can be toxic, not because you're toxic or because they're toxic, but because you're not compatible, right? And again, those situations are not the situations I'm talking about. I'm talking about two people who are just not compatible, who bicker, who don't get along, who have different ideas of the kind of life they want to live. Toxicity does not necessarily mean that there is a bad guy here, right? It just means that there's a lack of compatibility. And for some of you, that could be the situation here. We have anticipation. Embrace the sweet anticipation of love's arrival in your life. It's coming. So I do believe you guys are getting to the point of falling in love with this person. Embrace the anticipation of love's arrival. We also have relax, find the joy in simple pleasures of just being together. Okay. Okay. Can I please get a message for group? Where is this relationship going? We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So again, guys, going back to the toxicity, for some of you, it's very, very possible that this is the case where there is codependent issues, and it doesn't need to be like a substance or something like that. It could just be that you guys are codependent on each other, which then leads to toxicity. These are things that can be worked through. Now, again, those other situations that I already named aside, those do not count as things that we can work through, guys. We have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So, great. Love that. For some of you, you may have already met this person, or you may have like this person within your orbit. So like they're friends with a friend. I also want to say this, you guys, going back to the toxicity and all this, this is why it's so important to make sure that like you work on yourself and that you're good mentally and emotionally so that you can be prepared for this person to come into your life. And same with them. Obviously, you can't force somebody else to like get better or to heal, but okay, so we have let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. So I feel very strongly that you guys are meeting this person through friends. Okay. I want to ask, because we are winding down to the end of this reading, I want to ask if this is leading to marriage. Is this relationship? So yes, ask for help. You don't have to go it alone. So again, for those of you who are dealing with trauma, or if your partner is dealing with trauma, it's important, it's so important that you ask for help. And this trauma that I'm talking of, you guys, could quite literally be like, I have trust issues, I have abandonment issues, I have codependent issues, I have attachment issues, right? Like we all have problems. So they don't need to be grand, obtuse problems. But make sure that if you recognize negative patterns in your relationship, or if you recognize you're bickering a lot, but you want to be with this person, you want the relationship to continue on, get help. Seek out a therapist, talk to friends, talk to family who you trust, who you admire, who you believe that their advice would be helpful. And then we have no, not yet. Take more time to think on it. So I do believe for a lot of you that this relationship very well could lead to marriage, could lead to longevity. However, I do think it's going to take time for you to get to that place. So don't expect a proposal in like a year of being together. I would say that there's a lot for you to learn through this relationship, and there's a lot for your future partner to learn through this relationship. I do think there is foundation here of love, of trust, of wanting things to work. And I think it all depends on whether or not you two can either find compromises or you have natural compatibility. And obviously for all of you, the compatibility levels within your relationship is going to be different for all of you. So with that being said, I am just gonna do one more, and then I promise I'll let you go. One more. Chivalry. So like I just said, this is a relationship of respect. This is a relationship of kindness, of love. I think the biggest issues that you guys could face are issues pertaining to the past and needing to work through that. And finding compromises, okay? Every relationship does require compromise. It just depends on how much you're willing to compromise. So with that being said, you guys, I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. I do appreciate it. I'm sending you so much love, and that's all I got. Hi, group 2. Welcome to the reading. We're gonna start off with the dice. We have Pisces and we also have Virgo. Hello, Pisces. Hello, Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising. This could also be your future partner signs, you guys. We have Aries and Gemini. Hello. Aries and Capricorn. Hello, hello. Aries, Cap. Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay. Let's go ahead and start our shuffle. Can I get a message? Before we start, if you do want a personal reading, the first of the month, okay. I want these first few cards, you guys, to be describing the person that you're gonna be in a relationship with, their personality. If we can get anything on looks, I'll talk about that. I'm not gonna specifically go for looks. So anyways, we've got the Four of Cups. All right, so do we love this? Do we hate this? The Four of Cups is talking about receiving offers and not necessarily knowing if you want to take those offers or not. Now, what I like about the Four of Cups is usually what this means is that you're confident, or you are at least not like the most insecure person in the world. The reason being is if you have the ability to turn down an offer, that tells me that you have options. And having options is a great thing because oftentimes people with options are people who are more secure. Is that always the case? No. Again, nuance. So what am I getting from this card in regards to the personality of your future partner? They have options, which usually leads to somebody who is more secure with themselves. Okay. We have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is talking about heart-to-heart connections. This is choosing someone and wanting to build a life with them. Sorry, you guys, I am adjusting at the lighting really quick. Boop, boop, boop. Choosing someone and wanting to mix your life with them, wanting to spend your life with them. So your future partner, I don't want to call them a hopeless romantic because that's not necessarily what it is. But I do see this person as somebody who is open to love, who believes in love, who has a desire to grow old with somebody, who has a desire to build a life with someone. When they think about their future, they think about their future including a partner, which not everybody does. Like I know for me, like I would be okay in like a little cabin or a little cottage with some cats and some ducks, and I would just be so happy. So not everybody does that is what I'm trying to say. Okay. We have Strength here, and Strength is talking about emotional strength, being really strong. So your future partner is somebody who possesses a lot of emotional strength. I also do see this oftentimes when we're talking about who somebody is, somebody who's courageous, somebody who's brave, somebody who isn't going to shy away from difficult conversations or hard things just because they're hard, right? Like I'm willing to face difficulty. I feel like this person was very loved growing up. Like it feels like a child who was properly cared for. It feels like a child who was properly nourished. And so them as an adult, they feel very stable in regards to their emotional regulation. Okay, can I have a message? We have the Movement of Swords. This is somebody who makes very calculated moves, calculated decisions. They do tend to be very quick with their movements, very quick with their decision making. However, I do believe that their brain can process things quick enough in order to make decisions quickly. We have Temperance here, which is representing balance. I think this person has like an internal, the way it's showing up is like an internal clock. They can determine when it's time for them to readjust or refocus their energy elsewhere. So a portion of their life, they may spend the majority of their time focusing on work or on their education. But they're really good at like taking a step back and readjusting and being like, okay, I haven't been hanging out with my friends as much. Like I've been spending so much time at work. I need to put more focus on my personal life. Or I haven't reached out to my family in a week. Like I need to make, like, I feel like they have an internal clock or an internal voice that helps them readjust when their life gets hectic. This feels, I think what I'm actually trying to say is this person feels very balanced, very centered, very self-aware. They're good at readjusting. Can I have a message on who they are? They're good at readjusting, okay? They're good at creating balance. I don't think they're somebody who gets easily overwhelmed, which again makes me feel like I can see like affirmations being spoken to them, and maybe not knowingly, but like, you are so smart, you're so strong, you're so smart. Like I see someone literally like pouring goodness into their child, and it feels like that is the result of like how this person is. They're somebody who's confident. They're somebody who's sure of themselves. They're somebody who is not insecure. It feels like they had a really, really, really good mother. Could be both mother and father, but feels like they had a really good mother. Okay. We have the Heart of Wands. This is confidence. This is someone who's a social butterfly. So I would describe this person as an extrovert, you guys. I would describe this person as an extrovert. I do believe this is also an individual who is very physically attractive, which again, taking it back to the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is like, I have options. Again, oftentimes people who have options are people who possess, I'm going to say this is going to sound something, but people who possess value, right? Everybody possesses value, you guys. Everybody possesses value, but this person possesses value to a lot of different people. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to some astrology cards. Who is this person that group 2 is going to be in a relationship with? We have opposition, an imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. So again, I think this person's really, really good at taking situations like this and bringing balance. This person's really, really good in tense situations, bringing the room down, bringing the temperature down when things get heated or when things get a little bit out of control. Yeah, 100%. The cardinal signs are here. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. This is instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. Cardinal energy is the energy of leadership. Cardinal energy is the energy of I'm going to take the initiative. I'm going to make the initiative to move forward or to get this started. So your future partner could be somebody who has a lot of leadership qualities. Again, I think that they are really good at when things are tense, when things are hectic, they're really good at bringing more balance and calm to situations. Okay, so they are a leader, cardinal energy. Somebody who's not afraid, again, to bravery. I keep saying how brave they are, going back to the strength card. They're not somebody who is afraid to speak up or to get the ball rolling, okay? We have the 3rd house here. This is early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So with communication showing up, this is simply talking about an energy that is related to learning, related to communication. The way that this person speaks may be very, I don't want to call it poetic. I almost want to get more information before I speak on this fully, but this tells me that this person is somebody who possesses a significant amount of intelligence, and I do believe the way that they speak is very unique to them. I want to get more on that before I characterize their speech. So individuality, self-image, and approach to life, like I just said, very individual to them. I'm going to pull another one. Uranus. Okay, radical change. So Uranus is associated, yes, with radical change, intelligence. This is Aquarian energy. So the unique energy that Uranus carries, I do feel like it is in alignment with what I was saying. Like, it's very individual to them, the way that they speak. It's like people around them don't speak like that. And I don't know if it's just because of their intelligence or if it's they speak in a very artistic way. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like some people may have a hard time grasping what this person is saying 100% of the time. I don't want to say they speak in code, but it's giving a little bit like what are you saying, Brandon? Like what? It's giving a bit of that. Okay. Moving forward. Can I get a message on who family oriented, specifically with their mother? Okay. Very family oriented. Yeah, this makes sense. They've had a lot of opportunity, so it makes sense that they have financial health and they have commitment, which going back to that 2 of Cups, this person believes in love. This person believes in, again, I'm planning my future around, I envision having a partner in my future. I envision having a wife or a husband in my future. Like I envision that. So I'm planning my life around that. So very committed. This could be a union between opposites attracting, right? Like if you're listening to this and you're like, that's the opposite of me. Like I came from a really bad situation and I don't feel confident, or I'm more of an introvert, or I'm like this. It's very possible that this is opposites attracting because we do have the crow and the dove. Okay. All right. Can I get a message on who? Energy, somebody who possesses a tremendous amount of energy. We have surrender here as well. So this is not a control freak, you guys. I'm trying to remember what cards I pulled for the last pile, and I just cannot remember. So we are going to go off script and pull from this deck. Who are they? Okay. Okay. High honor. So what they do is seen in a positive light. What they do professionally is seen as a positive light. Their reputation, how people know them, it's of this high honor, okay? We also have maturity here. We have a mature woman. Now, this could be representing a mature woman in their life that is of significance, their mother perhaps their grandmother. This also is representing an individual who they themselves possess the wisdom of perhaps an older woman. Okay. Who are they? We have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. I do believe this person is somebody, like I said, who is very confident. And we have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So I personally think that this is an individual who is extremely responsible, very hardworking, somebody who possesses a lot of leadership qualities. I think the way that the world perceives them is in an extremely positive light. Their family is really important to them. I also do think that this person, again, the way that they speak may be a little bit eccentric. I think this person is somebody who has the ability to kind of measure out like where they're pouring too much and where they need to like focus more of their energy on. They strive for balance. So I want to now go ahead and jump into what the relationship is going to be like, or what we can expect from this relationship. Is this going to lead to marriage? Is this going to lead to a family perhaps? I will go ahead and ask that just because we do have family here. So I want to understand if this person expects a family or wants a family. Can I get a message on where this relationship is headed? We have nurture. Nurture your relationships like blooming flowers. They will flourish. So the more you nurture this relationship, obviously, the better the bloom. And we have dressing up, an opportunity to dress up, a party, fun times ahead. So there could be a lot of events that you are required to attend with this person. Again, I do imagine that what they do, they are respected in their field of work. So there could be times where you have to go and like mingle and socialize with people that they are involved with in regards to work. That could also have to do with like dressing up and going to family events or things like that. Okay. Where is this relationship headed? Worth waiting for, divine timings at work in your love life? Honeymoon. Okay, so I do believe that this is very likely moving towards marriage. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, I think it's time for the yes or the no. Where is this relationship headed? Luminosity. I see this as happiness. Perhaps feeling more creatively inspired through this relationship. Where is this relationship headed? Manifestation. Okay. Is this headed for marriage? Does this relationship involve marriage? This diversion is needed. That is not answering our question. Is this relationship? Now is not the time. Is this relationship headed towards marriage? No, this is not the right time. Okay, you guys, so it feels to me, right, this diversion is needed. Now is not the time. No, this is not the right time. It could be that if you guys do end up getting married to this person, it could feel as if it's delayed. It could also be that you're meeting this person later in life. So a lot of you, going back to worth waiting for, right? It may feel like, oh my gosh, I am in my late 20s or my 30s and like I haven't met this person, or I'm in my 40s and I haven't met this person. And it could just feel like I'm waiting and it's like, do they even exist? I do believe, right, because we have a honeymoon here, I do believe that there will be a time where this union takes place. And again, the intention is for it to be long-term, long-lasting, lifelong. However, I feel like there are delays here in the connection. Whether you guys get together and then you don't get married or engaged for X amount of years, or whether you meet later in life, it does feel like there's delay or drag in the relationship, okay? Now, the relationship itself, you guys, seems really beautiful and it seems really strong. It just feels like the timeline in regards to the progression of it takes time. So, because again, we do have, I know this says no, but it's like, no, it's not the right time. To me, that doesn't represent a complete flat out no. It represents not yet, like, yes, but like not yet. So anyways, that is what I have for you guys. Group number 2. Thank you so very much for allowing me to read for you today. I do hope this was enjoyable and I will talk to you guys really soon. Well, hello, group number 3. We are back on a different day, renewed energy, getting on into it, rolling the dice. We have just Aries. Hello, Aries. Hello, 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 hello. We have Aries and Aquarius. Hello, Aries. Hello, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising. Sagittarius and Scorpio. Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, you guys. I'm going to be so honest. I don't remember what deck I was using. So you guys are just going to get a different deck. And for the pick a card part of the pile, whatever. I don't even know what I do know what I'm trying to communicate, but I can't communicate it. So I'm giving up. We're gonna go ahead and shuffle. Group number 3's next relationship. I want to focus on who this person is first and then what your guys' relationship will be like. So can we I want to clarify this card, please. Can we please get some clarification on okay. I think you guys are walking away from a person. This could be a friendship. However, for the vast majority of you, this is going to be a relationship that you're walking away from, that you are removing yourself from. And through that, you are going to be surprised by the opportunities that pour into your life, okay? Now, the reason you're walking away from this relationship, and I'm not talking about this relationship, I'm talking about a relationship that you will have prior to this person. The reason you're going to be walking away from this is because you and this person are not morally aligned. There is a lack of compatibility here between you and this person. And there is it comes as a surprise when you break up with this person or when you walk away from this relationship. you're gonna be surprised by the options that are presenting themselves to you. Yeah. I feel like you guys are gonna have your burdens lifted. I don't know why, guys. It feels like some of you who picked this pile, it's like you are either currently dating somebody or you will be dating someone who's just, they kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie, like they kind of suck. And there is a lack of compatibility here, and there's a lack of, it just doesn't feel good. I'm gonna be honest. It just feels like a relationship that's a bit tiring. It's like, it's draining, okay? Yeah, we're moving forward. Okay, so like I just said, I'm gonna pull one more for this, and then I'm gonna actually get a different deck, you guys, because I do feel like this has to do not with a long-term relationship or not with a relationship that I want to dive into. This feels very much like a lesson. This feels very much like someone who's coming into your life, who you really like. Perhaps you're dating for a short period of time or a long period of time, but regardless, there comes a point where you realize that you and this person are not compatible, and you choose to walk away. You choose to leave this person. And the reason, again, you're leaving them is because they're exhausting to deal with, or they're draining your energy. I do believe that you guys are going to be exhibiting a lot of this strength energy of the Chariot, a lot of this resilient energy that the Chariot possesses. I want to get a little bit more, and then I want to get into the person after this. Yeah, distracted, sidetracked, change, and delays. This person is a side quest, and I hate to talk about people like that because it's rude, but the relationship I'm talking about right here is a side quest. The relationship I'm talking about here is not somebody that you're spending the rest of your life with. This is not somebody who you are. I hope you don't have kids with this person. I don't wish that on you. Obviously, children are a blessing for most people. But this person's a side quest. This relationship is a side quest. Can I get a bit more? We have obscurity. This is secrets, mystery, and concealing. Here's the thing, guys. This is where my misandry comes in, because I really want to just like be neutral and not talk about men being crappy, but they do be lying. So I don't know. This is talking about somebody hiding stuff from you, somebody who's not being honest, somebody who is a fugazi, okay? Somebody who's a liar, somebody who is hiding. So that's where that relationship's ending. And when you identify this person, group number 3, please run. And I mean that sincerely. If you notice that your partner is lying, run. If you feel like this person is wearing a mask and they're putting their best foot forward and they're not being authentic, run. Okay, they're wasting your time. They are a side quest. You need to get back on the main quest. Okay, so we're moving on from this. I actually want to get rid of this. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And I would have continued reading that energy, you guys, but it's very clearly a relationship that's not going to work out. So I don't want to focus on a relationship for you guys that's just not working out. Anyways, so let's move on. Can we get the next serious, long-term, healthy relationship? Who is that person? Can we get details on who they are for group 3? Better. Okay. We've got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, group 3, this is representing a beautiful person, like physically beautiful, somebody who is self-aware, somebody who's confident, somebody who's a social butterfly. For me personally, I'm an introvert, and I love dating introverts, but the times in my life where I've had the most fun, or I've been pushed the most outside of my comfort zone, it's obviously when I'm dating an extrovert. And this person that you will be dating is somebody who is very extroverted, okay? We also have the 8 of Wands. This could be representing an individual who likes to maintain their physical activity levels. That does not mean that they are a gym rat. That does not necessarily mean anything about their physique. What it means is this person likes to move. This person likes to do things. This person likes to stay active. We have the Ace of Pentacles, a golden opportunity. We will understand this a bit more in just a second. And then planning ahead, or having trouble planning ahead, is more so what this is talking about. It's like I can see the path. I see that there are 2 options, or there's multiple options for me, and I don't necessarily know which option is the best for me. So having a hard time choosing, indecisiveness. Okay, clarification on the Ace of Pentacles. This person may be a Libra rising, you guys, okay? I know the dice, the zodiac dice did not say that. However, this person's giving me a little bit of like Libra rising energy. We have the Queen of Swords, intelligence, okay? So this person has been blessed with the ability to take in information and understand it. Their comprehension skills, I would say, are... I also do see the Queen of Swords as somebody who's very independent. So this is not an individual who is codependent or who necessarily needs people in order to be okay. All right. Can I please... You have the Page of Swords. Yeah, so very inquisitive. I love, as a Gemini rising, I love when people ask me questions. I love, love, love little curious Georges. Like, it's the best. So this person's very curious. And again, I think that ties back to the fact that they really enjoy learning. They want to be able to understand the people that they are around. They want to be able to understand the way that they think, the way that they operate. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to some oracle cards to describe this person. Can I please get a message on who this person is? I love Jupiter. This is one of my favorite planets. Jupiter is representing growth, abundance, luck. Oftentimes this is referred to as the zodiac, the husband of the zodiac. My brain is just not here today. The husband of the zodiac. So that could be a sign for you guys that this person could be aligned with that type of energy of being your husband or being your wife, being someone that you want to commit to for the long term. However, this is mainly talking about, like I said, expansion, growth, abundance. Jupiter expands things. It's possible for some of you that this person does have a significant amount of monetary possessions, somebody who makes money, somebody who is perhaps just good at saving or investing their money. We have Scorpio here. This is about transformation, change. Scorpio tends to be very intense, very, very intense. So your partner could be somebody who's very intense. Your partner could also be somebody who has a tendency to, I don't want to be stereotypical and be like, oh my God, like Scorpios are so secretive and they're so mysterious. Because Scorpios, yes, are like that, but there's a reason behind it. They're not just being like that just to be cool and mysterious. Like, they are protecting themselves, right? So with this energy, your future partner could be an individual who feels the need to perhaps not put all their cards on the table, right? And this is different than being a liar. This is different than putting on a mask. This is like, I'm not going to just let all my dirty laundry out for everybody to judge, right? Like, I need to protect certain things. So privacy could be important to them. I want to get the future, planning for the future, North Node, and we also have partnership, the 7th house. So for the 7th house to be here and Jupiter to be here and Scorpio, this does tell me that this person, I do believe, is an individual who does value commitment. I don't think this is going to be the kind of person that's like, oh, like I'm 37 and not ready to commit. Like, I don't know what I want. It's like, baby, you're halfway done with your life. What do you mean you don't know what you want? Like, what? I think this person is very, very inclined to commit to things that are important to them, things that they value. I also do believe that this is an individual who has envisioned a future for themselves and they want to execute that plan for their future. Okay. Okay. Can we please... Can we please get a message on who group number 3's person is? Inspirational, so the people around them may find them very inspiring. I do feel like oftentimes people who are more extroverted, who have a lot of friends, who can socialize with ease are very inspiring to be around, especially because, again, this person is somebody who likes to stay on the go. They like to stay active. So I do feel like they have interactions with a wide group of people. We also have confidence. And again, very extroverted, so I'm sure that they appear to be very confident. One more. Transformation. This is something that has shown up twice now, Scorpio, and now the butterflies here. I'm not sure what that transformation is pointing to, so we can go ahead and dig a bit deeper into that. Can we get information on the transformation? Lessons that have been learned, emotional lessons that have been learned have changed me. Cycles have been broken, okay? And these are emotional cycles, you guys. They're not, like, it doesn't feel like a lesson in finance or a lesson in literally their education or time management, right? This feels like a lesson emotionally, something that they had to learn, a cycle that they had to break that has to do with their emotions and how they process emotions. It could be that previously they weren't really great at expressing their emotions or being forthcoming with how they feel, and as time has gone on, they've become more acclimated or accustomed. Emotional intelligence has developed and they now feel more comfortable expressing themselves on that level. Can I get some more information? We have abundance here again, and I do feel, you know, as time has gone on, I do feel more and more cautious of using this word too grandly. I want to make sure that you guys understand that abundance, yes, could mean that this person makes a lot of money, but abundance could also just mean that they live a comfortable life, okay? So I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. We have freedom. I do believe that freedom is very important for this person. I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. And then judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. What I appreciate about this person, you guys, is they are an individual who completely and totally is accepting of the idea that everybody's path is different and everybody's perception is different. And I don't think this person's easily offended by somebody else having a different perspective than their own. I think this person's very open-minded when it comes to the way different individuals choose to live their lives. Okay, let's go ahead. And it makes sense, like they're very friendly. They have a very open, like bright energy about them. So it makes sense to me that then also on a moral level, they'd be somebody who's more open. Can I please get, okay, they really need you to know that they're confident. I think it's important for you guys to also feel confident because obviously someone who is insecure versus somebody who's confident, that's going to be a bit of a bad mix. This person could also help with your confidence, you guys. We have sensuality, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. So somebody who's very sensual and passionate. And then one more before we dive into a few cards on your guys' relationship. We have good cheer. It's not surprising. Again, this person's energy is very uplifting, very happy. I do have to go ahead and cover this card. I'm happy I remembered that before I showed you guys. It says, with kind heart and humor free, my good cheer rules, so mote it be. Okay, so good cheer. Like I said, very bright, very happy, very optimistic, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into a few cards on what the relationship will be like. A silver waterfall. Okay, so your last relationship that we just talked about, where I was like, you're leaving this person and they low-key just suck. This person that you will be dating after that person is going to feel like a holiday. It's going to feel like a vacation. It's the opposite of draining. They are replenishing. Can I have a message? Inner peace. Oh, you can trust this person. You can trust them. You're not worried where they're at. You're not worried about if they're lying to you, if they're doing this, if they're doing that. It's like, I'm sleeping good, okay? Like, I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling strong. Also, it says you are enough on this card, which I think the most beautiful thing in relationships is when you genuinely feel like you are enough, when you don't feel like you have to overcompensate, or you don't feel like the person you're with is seeking something that's not you, right? Like, I am enough. I feel at peace. And then we have maturity. So a relationship that is mature. I would also assume with this card that this relationship will grow into maturity. So one that lasts a significant period of time. Can I please? We have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. This is obviously going to be for a select few of you. Could also be like a past life connection. I'm somebody who I really do believe in past lives, you guys. I really, really do. So seeing that show up for me is signifying potentially feeling like the bond between this person is deeper than just this lifetime. Can I get a message very soon? All right, so clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Can we get some final messages for where this relationship is headed, what this relationship will be like? What will this okay. Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot. So we have poison, harmful, and destructive. I think that this is how this relationship is starting, right? We're trying to suck the poison out because of that last person, that draining energy that we were experiencing. We have resisting here as well. Face your heart. Don't follow blindly. And I don't think you guys will have to follow blindly. I think this person's going to show you. They are going to prove to you that you don't have to follow blindly. You can trust me. Like, I'll prove it to you. You don't need to believe my words. I will show you with my action. We do have fear here. And this is why, you guys, I'm sorry, I don't think I connected these two. This is why I think that the poison has to do with fear from our past, fear from being previously poisoned. Concerns, worries, and risks. Falling in love, you guys, opening up your heart is always going to present a risk. It's always going to be something that is a little bit dangerous. It's always going to be something that, you know, you're putting yourself out there to be vulnerable. And anytime you do that, it comes with the risk of getting hurt. We also have a masquerade ball, a night of passion, embracing a whole new identity. So potentially meeting this person at a party or an event. And then love at first sight, twin flame, mirror souls. So taking it back to the reconciliation, this is what I was meaning when I was saying love at first sight, twin souls, like we recognize each other energetically. So love at first sight is here. Now, again, you guys, based on the fact that we have maturity here and based on the fact that I do believe this person is somebody who doesn't just jump into relationships for the sake of jumping into relationships, I believe that the intention with this connection is for it to be long lasting. Now, right? You're here. Not everybody here is going to be with this person forever. However, the intention behind this connection is long lasting. And I do believe for a lot of you, this relationship will grow in its maturity, meaning it will be a long lasting relationship. So that is what I've got for you, group number 3. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed. If you want a personal reading, description box on the 1st of every month. I love you. You're cute, you're beautiful, don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise, and that's all I got for you today. I will see you shortly.